Hey guys, Rumble here, back again. This time we are doing a different kind of video here today. We were playing CP Fortress for the first time in a long time. The first time in 5v5, for me at least. I know CP Fortress was definitely meta at one point or another, and I kind of wanted to see if you can still do really good in an environment such as 5v5. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be building here real quick. So what we're going to be building is primarily the Aftershock, which I think is like the bread and butter of this build. Clockwork obviously would be incorporated into there somewhere because we want the cooldown for our abilities. And then we'll go ahead and get into the Stormguard banner. Starting off, just for the clear time, the beginning of this match was actually very bad. Like, we were getting pushed out constantly. I made a mistake right here. As you can see, I went in. I was going to go ahead and just kind of poke a little bit on the Rona, and then I didn't realize that all three were going to be there, which it was a bad call to begin with by my part. So I took a lot of unnecessary damage, and then the Vox then followed suit to take a bunch of damage. So we were now pushed out of my jungle, which was very hard for me to actually recover from. It was not the most pleasant of things. So my blue buff was going to be contested, probably more than likely, because they know we're low. And I'm Fortress. My clear time is atrocious right now. That's why I got the Stormguard banner. We eventually go into the Storm Crown 2 to finish off. But anyway, so you can see here, Rona pushing in. Not much for me to do, then maybe try to use some of that barrier that Arden gave me to poke a bit. But other than that, like, I can't do much. So now I'm going to head over to my regen in hopes I can grab that one. And I should be able to at this point, because it looks like Rona is not even going to contest quite yet. So that's actually good. Rona's going against the Glaive in the bot lane right now. So we got the regen. Gonna head on up to our second node there. The duels there next to lane. One thing to note, so throughout the course of this match, not only was I a little bit behind in the beginning of the match as far as farm, that was weird. As far as farm, the Grace actually took a very large portion of my gold as a jungler throughout the course of the match. So at some point or another, we'll go ahead and pan over every time she does, if I see it. But yeah, there was a lot of instances where basically the Grace took the gold oak as well as the red buff. Red buff I'm not too worried about, but the gold oak is substantial. It's 150 gold for me each time, and not having that while also having my initial jungle pushed back, it was very detrimental. So you can see here, gold oak is gone. Not much for me to do other than try to sit in lane and get ambience, and maybe get some ganks going here. Vox is fairly low. I'm gonna go ahead and dip in onto the Lyra just a little bit to do a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, we took a lot ourselves, so it was actually a win in their book, I feel, right there, because Lyra can just heal right back up anyways. Yeah, it's a rough start. So as far as back to build, so we went ahead and went Aftershock first, going into, we did bits and pieces of Dragon's Eye because we would get that eventually. I just wanted a little bit of an amped up, you know, CP build, so I didn't go full into Dragon's Eye. I just got the heavy prism on top of the Aftershock. But then I went ahead and focused into my Clockwork soon after. Then I went ahead and got the Storm Crown. Would have finished off the Dragon's Eye, but as we'll see here, we didn't get to that point. But anyways, the match was actually really fun. This is why I'm actually doing this replay, because I actually stopped the video. I'm like, this is bad. Like, I'm doing really bad. If anything, this is just gonna be the fuel for the flames that are going to roast me in comment section. I was like, maybe we should do take 2. So I turned off the recording, and I was like, well, if it goes well, maybe I can do a replay. So here we are. That doesn't mean we won, but it could mean possibly that, you know, we did really well as far as just team fighting and doing really well as a team overall, making it an interesting match. Because, you know, I can definitely lose with CP Fortress, that's for sure. We'll find out here momentarily, unless you just skip to the end. But anyways, got the crystal buff. Definitely want to get that buff as much as possible. If not me, then definitely the Vox. I think the Vox actually does better with it than I do in mid lane. But I was a little bit greedy. I really want all the gold I can get right now. And we are going to take a lot of damage because the Gwen came back up to rotate and do a bunch of damage to myself and to take down the Arden soon after. That was very, very unfortunate. That rotation was on point by that Gwen. Gwen going back down into that glaive there. Rona gonna force me out of my jungle once again and take me out. Unfortunately, I didn't have vision placed. I don't even know if I had vision at this current moment in time to put vision down to prevent. No, there was vision there. I just didn't. I wasn't really paying attention, I guess. I don't know. There's vision there that prevents them from, you know, just completely surprising me. Because you can see, like right there, that's the vision. So yeah, that was definitely not a good thing for me, getting pushed even further behind. Because you can see here right now, I'm at roughly, well, I can't really see my individual gold intake here altogether, the cumulative total, but the Rona definitely has a lot more gold. She has 2,300 gold right now. Once she shops, she's gonna have basically a whole nother item there on top of me, and I don't even have enough to get my aftershock just yet. I'm still a little bit behind. She's level 4 though, so that's actually beneficial. Like, as far as level goes, I'm actually not too bad opposed to the Rona, which now just barely hit level 5. So it's not too detrimental. Like, there's still a chance for me to recover from this. Doing a bit of damage on the Lyra. I don't know why I go into the Lyra when, you know, Gwen was right there. But, you know, just trying to be a little bit more proactive here in the fights here. Gwen doing a bunch of damage with that buckshot though, and that passive charge hit. Definitely making me have to force myself back. Because it's looking nasty. I'm still trying to stick around though, so in case there's an opportunity for me to go ahead and jump in here, which I was trying to see if I could, but I'll go ahead and just dive into the Lyra now. There we are. Nice engagement. The glaive is really close to death. The Rona has to back out now though, because the the Gwen, I mixed Gwen with Grace. The Gwen actually dropped down. Rona retreating because she's actually pretty low. Yeah, if she stayed though, she would have dropped instantaneously with the burst from all of us. Ugh. Grabbing that crystal buff once again, and then going ahead and do my rotations throughout jungle. I'm actually at this point, I think I was looking at what's going on in jungle. Like, okay, so who is taking this gold oak? And it was basically Grace every time. It's fine, Grace. You know, she's getting fed as hell. She's 4-0, she's doing work with the gold, so it's not entirely bad. As long as she's doing something with it, then it's okay by my book. Here's an engage on Celeste. I thought maybe I can do some more, but unfortunately, I'm just getting caught out and completely obliterated. So this is kind of, I think, where I was like, you know what? This is bad. So I turned off the recording. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm clearly just having a seizure while I'm playing this because I'm not doing anything smart. But I start to recover, as we'll see. Right now, looks like we have a lot going on in the bot lane. The glaive is actually really, really low. Both the Lyra and the Gwen are pretty healthy too. Rona coming down on the rotation. They're definitely going to try to push us because they're definitely low. The glaive and the Arden are fairly low. Here I come, going into the gank here, trying to get something out of this. Pop the ultimate there to try to see if I can do a bit more damage, but the Gwen does escape. The heal coming out from Lyra though, so unfortunately it's going to top off a little bit. I'm going to go back in and try to see if I can do a bit more damage, but I ended up getting really hurt, and now I have to retreat. Arden does in fact drop right here, but the Lyra does the portal and takes a buttload of damage from turret as well as from me and glaive. So that was actually a very greedy play there by Lyra. Really wanting that Arden. I think maybe she thought she'd be able to escape out of that, but I guess not. If she had pulled out of the portal back out real quickly, then maybe, but it was pretty close anyways. Mid lane's getting a little destroyed here by the Celeste. Celeste is taking out the Vox. Vox is actually level 7, whereas the Sibs Celeste is level 8, so definitely a little behind. He has no defense too, whereas the Celeste has a bit of shielding there, so he's gonna have a better fight there, I feel. Sib's doing a lot of work on that Grace though. Bot lane's gonna push pretty hard. We're gonna go ahead and take out the turrets. That's wonderful. That's a good gold income for all of us. We're actually top on gold. We're 27.1 opposed to 25.5, so a little under 2K in the lead of gold. So we're starting to recover. We're really starting to make something out of this. My 2 deaths is unfortunate, but we did pick up a kill at one point or another. And now we're going to go ahead and pick up the weapon treant here before the Gwen does not notice. So that's good. Rona going to go ahead and get ganked here by myself and Arden. She's going to go ahead and do her red mist here, but unfortunately I'm going to pop my ult. And now we're going to just shred these guys. Rona just going down fast. Following suit into the Lyra here. Backing up a little bit because the buckshot from the Gwen as well as the supernovas from Celeste are going to definitely hurt. Here comes the ultimate to wipe all of us here with this supernova to follow suit. Vox is on the retreat. There's nothing he can do. Celeste is pretty dominant right now in the team fights with that splash damage from both her ultimate and supernova. Vox, unfortunately, cannot do much in this situation other than just do his resonance bounces. You know, he's pressed pretty hard. You have, you know, Baptiste, Celeste, as well as Gwen leading the charge into this turret for mid lane. And he's taking these supernova to the face. And now he has the lockdown from Baptiste getting taken out. Unfortunately, some poor decisions on positioning there. We are going to go ahead and get the Gwen here, though. Popping a bit of my burst onto her, following into nothing because I need to back out. I'm actually pretty low, but we are starting to make some plays here into that Lyra. I'm really low, but I do want to stick around in case my burst is useful. The Celeste is really, really low too. Oh, but I get ulted by the freaking ult from Celeste right in my freaking nozzle, dude. It was pretty bad. Celeste doing some work here. And unfortunately going to take out the Arden. So that was not an ace. Vox is up, but again, he's pushed again by his lonesome with Celeste pretty dominant in damage. Sibs, if this is the correct Sibs, I believe he was actually a pretty good player and still is. I don't know if he is professional anymore. I know at one point he had a take at the competitive scene, but I'm not sure if he's in a specific team anymore. He is going the Dragon's Eye route there with the Clockwork. Very traditional build for Celeste. You know, it's definitely something that hurts. Unfortunately with Celeste though, her downfall is that she's really squishy and has no mobility. So that's kind of like why Lyra is actually a good fit for her, because it allows her to heal up and top off and get that movement speed that she desperately needs. Here I am trying to do what I can against this Gwen here, hoping I can have some assistance from the Arden, which I do get. And now we're going to go ahead and pop back in and get the burst off on the Lyra. Now we're going to follow through the portal and just plow right into her, following through the portal once again. And she knows she's dead. She's just standing there. She's like, it's a done deal. I'm going to hell. I'm done. At this point, yeah, definitely want to get that Ghost Wing there. It's a prime time because they're all dead except for 2, Celeste and Baptiste. And so Celeste is busy handling mid lane. They're going to go ahead and distract while myself and Glaive pursue this Ghost Wing to get that nice team-wide buff and gold there. Celeste, though, man, still taking names down. Taking another Vox down there. Vox is currently 3 and 4. Unfortunately, having a tough time against that Celeste. He is now gaining shielding, though, so that is beneficial. We do secure the Ghost Wing, though, so that is pretty nice for us. Still in the lead on gold, not by much, by 1K, basically, but it's still something. So we still are in the game. There's definitely a chance for us to recover and make a push ourselves. Grace is pretty much done deal. I'm not going to go ahead and jump in. I've done that in the past in this match, and I kind of wanted to just avoid that. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just try to get in safe range here. Baptiste is going to go ahead and try to push me out of my jungle, though. Celeste, man, that damage is just phenomenal. She's doing amazing with her positionings on her supernovas there. She's doing a lot of splash damage. Gwen and Rona looking for a pursuit on myself, but unfortunately I do get out. Well, fortunate for me, unfortunate for them. Yeah, they're looking for a pick on us. Like, they really want to find somebody to be, you know, kind of caught out and take advantage of that. So Rona's gonna dive into the box. Unfortunately, doesn't connect enough to take him out. We do follow into the Celeste there, taking her down immediately. The Glaive and the Grace there. I have my ultimate going out now, so now we can follow suit, going into the Lyra. Oh, and the Rona jumps in using a red mist, but unfortunately gets taken out. Lyra drops as well. Now it's just left to Baptiste to kind of hold this front here, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Now we're going to go ahead and push even heavier here into that second turret in mid lane. No reason not to, because here we go. We have minions coming. Taking out the gold oak as well. Get that nice gold influx going. Take advantage of this little advantage we have as far as gold lead here. Being able to take their jungle. Denying them gold and giving ourselves gold. Second turret does go down. Glaive made a port back, so he's on his way back there, though. He definitely wants to contribute to this next fight, because we're on a roll. I definitely feel like we have a good spot right now. We're in the lead by like almost 5k on gold. So that was a huge contrast in gold right now as far as that last fight. It really put us in the lead. We're actually on fuse too, like 3 of us are. So that's getting caught out. Celeste is going to go ahead and drop. He does get the core collapse though, but not enough to take us all out. He did do a bit of damage to all of us though. Gwen is going to go ahead and get caught out too. I don't know what she was doing there. And now she's going to get bursted. She's trying desperately, using that reflex block to try to survive, but just not enough. Rona following suit. She's going to go ahead and get CC'd by Glaive, and all the burst from all of us just dropping her really quick. Getting a potential damage on the Baptiste, and he goes down as well. Very, very nice by me. Lane is pushing, but we're going to go ahead and just back out. I don't really think there's much point in staying here, so we're going to go ahead and follow into the Black Claw now, since they're going to go ahead and drop that anyways. Kind of regroup here and get fresh on the infusions if I need it. Looks like my infusion is still good though. Well, I don't know. I can't see duration on here. But we are going to go ahead and sit and shop brush here in case there's a gank potential here. Myself, Glaive, and Arden are looking to push with Black Claw, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a lot out of this. It's just there's only 3 of us. We're now getting Grace, and Vox is kind of split pushing here. We'll try to do what we can. Nice damage from the Grace though. Huge amount of splash. Following in with my ultimate and all the burst I can do, with Glaive doing some CC and some burst himself. Unfortunately, we're all getting pretty low. We do take out the Gwen though. That was very nice. Unfortunately, our Grace drops from Celeste. Of course, she's always just picking up these kills. Look at that, dude. Another kill from Celeste. She's 14-4. Here is where like it gets really, really scary. Pop my reflex block, try to dodge, and we just barely survive the freaking ultimate from Celeste. She does not want to pursue because she doesn't know where everybody else is. Smart move by Celeste, because if she had followed suit, maybe I would have died, but she probably would have been clamped on by Glaive, and Vox would have rotated in, I assume. Glaive is going to get caught out. He does have the reflex block to block the stun from Baptiste. Trying to survive, but just not enough to be able to. But he does go down from the Lyra with the basic attack. Double shot to the back, fortunately for Glaive. Vox getting the farm in the jungle. We're all collecting in mid now again, though. We have myself, Grace, Arden, and Vox now collectively on the gold oak. Looks like blue side is looking to potentially set up some kind of gank here. They're staying in lane here. Here comes the ult from myself, Fortress. The ultimate from Grace does connect on the Arden, I believe, but we have a lot of burst coming onto the Celeste. Celeste is definitely a focus for myself, and it looks like Vox as well. Rona trying to connect on the red mist, but we are able to avoid it. I'm focusing the squishy characters, so Gwen does go down next. I don't really want to focus on tanks. I want to focus on the Celeste and the Grace, and that's exactly what we all did, or at least myself and a couple others, and that was really good for that team fight because they're definitely the damage dealers, the Celeste and the Gwen there. Baptiste and Rona kind of just are there as a cushioning. We do drop the Vayne. Right, it's still called the Vayne, right? Is it still called the Vayne? I don't know. So there he is. There is the W for you guys. It was definitely a tough match in the beginning. It was a strong push by the enemy team. We had a tough time maintaining our jungle. They were pushing constantly, trying to increase the deficit in gold for myself as a jungler. I had a tough time making a comeback, but unfortunately for them, and fortunately for us, we did really well just responding to that mid game to late, and really capitalize on the burstiness and the amount of control we had as a team. The gauntlets from Arden, the stun and the CC, just the mobility and displacement from Glaive, Grace with her nice slow and splash damage and knock up, as well as a little bit of sustain from the ultimate, of course. Myself with Aftershock, and then of course the passive procs on the Fortress there just really hurts once they pop off. And then Vox with that CP, just the unexpected damage coming out of CP Vox is always fun to watch, because you just see people like getting chipped left and right, and it just starts to compound because of that Dragon's Eye, and eventually they're like, holy crap, we need to get out because this is really starting to hurt now. And then we just follow suit with all our mobility, because literally we have the movement speed from Arden when he barriers you. The Glaive has nice mobility from his afterburn. Grace has that nice follow-up with the A, and I of course have a nice team-wide movement speed boost and burst for my A as well. And the Wolves just really picking at them just made it a nuisance. The Wolves are also like the unexpected damage that starts to tick off, and people don't really realize how much damage it can actually do collectively. And I think that was the big thing about Fortress back in the day too, is just the Wolves. Like, you knew back in the day with CP Fortress, if you hear the Wolves or you see the Wolves, take out the Wolves first, otherwise you're dead. You do not want to deal with those Wolves. You want to engage in the fight once all the Wolves are down. Fortunately for Fortress in 5v5, he does have 5 Wolves, so I mean, if you have less than 5 enemies, those 5 Wolves start to gang up on some of the other characters because there's not 5 people to attack anymore. So if there's only like 1 or 2, that's like 2 or 3 Wolves on each one of those targets. it's pretty disgusting, along with the burst and the bleed. It's not something you want to just ignore. But there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I try to pan around a bit more than I usually do. I don't tend to do replays just because I know some people don't actually like this kind of format, but I wanted to really show the match because it was a pretty good match overall. Definitely tough times in the beginning, but better times in the late game. I'm not the best shoutcaster too, guys. I was just trying to follow the fights, and I stumble with some ability names and character names. I'm not used to this whole shoutcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoy the shoutcasting. Regardless, though, it's not something that I'll do regularly, but if you guys want to see more of it, I can definitely do it every once in a while and kind of just make it a different kind of feel for a video. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Later!